Hey guys, JamesMCD Reviews here, back with Anne, Gwendolyn, my girlfriend, and today we're going to be talking about Wandavision Episode 4. Basically, this episode showcases pretty much the events of the previous 3 episodes, but from the point of view of, like, the outside world. So we see, Monica Rambeau before getting pulled into, the wonderful world of Wandavision. We were right in assuming that she was a S.W.O.R.D agent because she goes to S.W.O.R.D headquarters shortly after finding out that her mom, Maria, has died of cancer. She's put on this investigation at first it's a missing persons investigation, but it turns out to be a missing town investigation because her and Jimmy Woo from the Ant-Man movies go to Westview. And they find out that no one's ever heard of it. No one even remembers that it exists. And then we see Monica get sucked in. And then we basically see, the events of the previous episodes unfolding as the agents of S.W.O.R.D basically try to piece together what's going on and why this is happening. This episode was fucking nuts. It was insane. I really love that they're finally,
answering some questions.
Yeah, we got some of this in the previous episode, but they're finally answering some questions. We get a lot of answers. We'll get into all the spoilery stuff in just a second. But first off, babe, what did you think of it?
Oh my god. I feel like as the episodes go on, things get more and more real. Both plot-wise and literally, as it goes from a fictional 90s type of world to present day, and that goes along with the television as well. And they brought up a good question in this episode too. Why is Wanda slowly bringing it up every 10 years by the decade? I wasn't even thinking about that. I thought that was out of her control.
I mean, the in-universe reason is probably just to appeal to the people watching it, because they do show the scientists and everyone actually watching the sitcom, which I appreciated. I thought that was funny.
I thought it was funny that they were it's what the universe wants, I guess, when they were talking about how the universe created the show.
So I actually wrote down a couple of notes of things that I wanted to bring up that happened in this episode. So the episode starts off with showing the reversal of the snap. We see, well, first off, it's revealed that Monica was one of the half of the universe that was taken out in the snap, because it shows her sort of reforming and her particles kind of readjusting, and that was kind of creepy. But we also see several she wakes up in a hospital, and she's walking out, and it's really high energy and hectic because patients are coming back and they don't have the capacity. And then that's when we find out that Maria Rambeau died of cancer 3 years into the snap after Monica had disappeared. I was assuming that we were gonna Maria was gonna come back in some form later on in the series or in another movie. I thought we were gonna see some of her in Captain Marvel too. But no, I guess she's dead now. So I was gonna ask what you thought of that, but you didn't really finish Captain Marvel. So.
I just couldn't sit through it. Oh gosh.
Both Jimmy Woo and Kat Dennings return. Kat Dennings from the first 2 Thor movies, playing one of the scientist chicks. And at first I thought I was really nervous when she showed up because she was one of the most annoying parts of the first 2 Thor movies. But she was actually not bad.
Is she the one playing the girl scientist that wants coffee really badly?
Yeah, yes, that is her. She wasn't actually that bad. She was actually pretty funny. She had some good lines, and I don't know. Maybe it was just they wrote her better in this, but I don't know. I actually thought it was okay, and her sort of teaming up with Jimmy Woo from the Ant-Man movies was really cool to see. Do you remember Kat Dennings from the first 2 Thor movies? Did you watch the first 2 Thor movies?
I did not watch the first 2 Thor movies. Okay,
because I was gonna say, what were your thoughts on those 2 characters coming back?
Well, I feel bad because I don't remember much of Jimmy Woo either, but I do like I'm sorry, what was her name again?
Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings. I do like her character. I think she's interesting. Like first time she came up, I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna be a main character, I think. But I thought she was an interesting concept. I can't, like I said, I can't compare to the Thor movie since I didn't watch that, but
She's a lot, like I said, she's a lot more annoying in the Thor movies. But it's kind of cool. I like that they're bringing sort of like the some of the side characters that were kind of just had bit parts in the other movies back into this, which makes me wonder like how many other like older characters are going to be coming back in like future projects. Um, anyway, so we get a more detailed look at S.W.O.R.D, the organization. I was wondering if we were going to see Nick Fury at all, but I'm assuming he's, up in space preparing for Secret Invasion. And the thing I wanted to touch on the most was we finally get an explanation of how the sort of world of WandaVision works. So it's not like 100% clear, like how the world happened. Well, it kind of is, because at the end, Monica goes like, "It's Wanda. It's all Wanda." So she is basically just confirming what we already figured, that Wanda has created this world for herself, and she's centered it. She's like basically swallowed up this whole town of Westview and all the people in it, because we see like a montage of the scientists and the agents like looking through all the cast of characters and finding out that they are actually real people, which we called, because we keep seeing them like sending in things like drones, and we see the guy who turns out to be the beekeeper traveling in, and we see that basically when you enter the world of WandaVision, your sort of physical appearance changes to suit the surroundings. So like the cord that was holding the beekeeper back turns into a jump rope. The beekeeper himself was originally just wearing a hazmat suit.
I thought that was interesting too, because it's like the world is designed to change what's currently modern to best fit what's going on with the story that Wanda is trying to create. So in the 50 setting, 60 setting, I forget the years, when it's like black and white, when it changes the drone to a helicopter, a toy helicopter, that's partially to fit it. I'm still wondering why, because they also brought up another question, why the helicopter was colorized.
That is a good question too. I think if I had to guess, it would probably just be because it was something from the outside and it didn't
But
properly adjust. Because the same thing happened with the jump rope. That was colorized too.
it's weird because Geraldine and oh gosh, Monica. When Monica entered, she wasn't colorized. At least not until like the colorized episodes. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to think about and digest.
But I just thought it was really cool, and I can't wait to see sort of how this world continues to like shape and or change shape, and like how much control over it Wanda has. Because I mean, we see at the end, like she throws Monica outside, so she has control over like who stays and who leaves, and she can morph her surroundings and change the color and the aesthetic of things. Yes.
Sorry, I just thought of something. So everybody outside of this world has amnesia about this place.
Yeah.
Do the people inside know exactly what's going on, or are their memories slowly coming back to them?
I think we touched on this a bit last time. If I had to guess, it would probably be like they know what's going on, but they don't want to, like, I guess,
Get thrown
fight
out
it.
like
Yeah,
Monica.
they don't want to risk Wanda snapping and like murdering everyone. And we do, like, when we do see Monica get thrown out, we see sort of Wanda becoming really like sinister, and she does the red glowy things with her hands, and she's like, "You're not my friend, you're an intruder, and I would like you to leave." And then she just pushes her through the bookshelf and everything like that. It's clearly hinting that like Wanda is has gone kind of crazy. Even towards the end when she tells Vision, like, this is our home now, everything is under control. So I'm really curious to see like how that plays out in future episodes.
Oh my god. Can we talk about that like split second where Vision's body is like
I had that written down in my notes. I literally just put zombie Vision. That was the creepiest fucking thing ever.
like that implies that Wanda is basically playing puppet with his body.
That's, oh my god, I didn't even think about that too. I just thought it was just a hallucination. But like if that's what they're implying, then that's even more fucked up.
I mean, that's the way I saw it because his body, you see his body. Is that her seeing him or is that actually him that she's using to create the real him? If Wanda is this crazy, we wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening. Or I would be surprised. I don't know about what your assumptions are.
I mean, like I said, I just thought that it was like Wanda getting like a split hallucination of poorly rendered zombie Vision. But like that honestly, you make a very good point. I'm curious
because everything that enters this world changes, right?
Yeah, you make a good point. I'm curious to see like when you strip away the sitcom aesthetic, what this like kind of horror show actually looks like because are like is it affecting the people around it? Is it affecting the environment? Like what the hell is going on?
So this show is supposed to lead on to the Doctor Strange sequel, which is going to be like a Marvel horror movie, right?
Yes.
So like maybe we're going to get some like horror-ish tropes throughout this show.
I'm assuming that's the direction that they're going. The one thing I will say before we begin to wrap up is I kind of want them like they've had their like episodes which are sitcom shenanigans, and they've had their episodes where they are explaining shit and trying to solve the mysteries of what's going on. And both of those are great on their own, but I kind of want them in the next few episodes to find a balance. Like I don't just want to immediately go back to sitcom shenanigans after this. I want them to find sort of an in between where they can have the sitcom-y stuff, which is really fun and brilliant and everything like that, and still, show some like hints and reveals of things that are happening.
Right, I get that.
So, final thoughts on the episode?
I really liked it. I love the storytelling so far. I love the introduction of the outside world. I'm glad we get to see and have more questions answered. And it's interesting to see Wanda's, like, almost thoughts. Like, I mean, even after, like, she launches Monica, she, like, kind of, like, stops for a second, like, wow, I just did that to someone trying to check up on me. Well, I guess I better start cleaning up. Overall, this episode has me excited for episode 5.
But yeah, overall, 5 out of 5 episode, of course. I'm glad that we finally got some answers, and I can't wait to get more answers in episode 5 next week. So yeah, anything else to add before we wrap up?
I don't know. Part of me almost wishes that like we still got to see a bit of Wanda and Vision and like their side, but at the same time, like we've had that side for the past 3 episodes. I don't mind having this episode dedicated to like the introduction of S.W.O.R.D and Geraldine and Monica and Jimmy Woo.
And it's not that we didn't. It's not that we got no Vision and Wanda in this episode, but it was important for them. I felt like it was important for them to kind of take a backseat for this one, so that we can finally get some explanations.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let us know down in the comments what your thoughts on WandaVision episode 4 were. What are some theories you have of what's going to be coming next? Look forward to our thoughts on episode 5 next week. The Corpse Bride video was supposed to come out, but I'm gonna have to re-record that because of some audio issues. But that'll be coming in the coming days. Apart from that, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social medias, subscribe to my main channel. All that stuff will be in the description. Notice how I'm not pointing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.